So good morning, everyone. So before we start our discussion, I would like to all of us to introduce ourselves to the audience. So I go with me first. So my name is Ahmad Hakimi bin Osman, and my metric number is 2148781. So next one, I think Azuma.
All right, so my name is Muhammad Azuma bin Taslim Buhari. My metric number is 210088. So, Danish,
Hey, my name is Dinesh Warma, like Selvam. Number matrix 217403. Ziwe.
My name is Lim Ziwei and my matrix number is 217335.
And
Okay, lastly, my name is Abdurrahim Malikan bin Abdul Ghani. My metric number 217549.
okay, since everyone already introduced themselves, I think all of you is ready, right, to start our discussion?
Yes.
Okay, since everyone ready. So today's discussion will be focused about cashless societies. So you know that in this modern world, people often use online transaction. Otherwise, we use like touch and go or pay with debit or even using credit cards. So our discussion today will focus on, is cashless payment more efficient and safer compared to use cash? What's your opinion on this? So I open the floor to anyone want to give their opinions first. Anyone?
Let me start first.
Okay.
Okay. In my opinion, I think cashless payment is more efficient and safer compared to use the cash, because in my view, I always forget to bring the cash. So if I have my phone in my hands, I can do payment fast, and I think it's a good way to save time. How about your guys?
I agree with Ziwe because cashless payment is more efficient and I feel like it's more easier to use than cash payment, because like cash you have to go to bank and withdraw it. Sometimes if you don't have cash, like in a tough situation, you need to find cash or you have to borrow from someone so that you have to pay it. So I think cashless payment is more easier way. So what about you guys? Are you guys agree?
I personally think that your point is accurate because, in my personal opinion and also my experience, when you're standing in a long line in the store, right, or in anywhere, like in a restaurant, right, you have to basically, for example, like there's a person in front of you that doesn't use cashless pay method, and it's basically gonna take a lot of time just to basically take out their money. And if they actually use the cashless method, like for example like CIMB click do it now QR code, right, you can just scan it, then
Yeah.
basically it's gonna save a lot of time, and it's basically gonna save a lot of time between the customers and the business.
Okay. So for me,
That's good.
for me, I agree with Dinesh what he said. It's about efficiency, right, Dinesh?
Yeah.
So what I want to say that the efficiency itself. So nowadays, all of us, a student, like to buy something online. For example, at Shopee. So the cashless payment is a must. It's a must for us to pay the thing that we want to buy. So I think it's more efficient because if you use physical cash, it is not possible. So that's my view. It is the efficiency that we have. So I think Rahim does not give his opinion, right? Rahim, can you give your opinion?
I both agree with others because we compare cash and cashless payment. cashless payment more better than cash, because in my experience when I shopping online, it is good method for me to use cashless payment because it is more easier to to do the transaction. Yes.
So
Okay.
what you mean is that it is more efficient, right? Because it doesn't need to draw money like Dinesh said. Is it what you mean?
Yes, okay.
Hmm. So I agree with that point, but I want to add something. So when we use cashless. So for example, debit card. You know debit card, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So when for example, we lose the card, we lose the debit card itself, we can just call the bank to terminate our card so that everyone who stole it cannot use our card. But it cannot be the same when we use cash, physical cash. When we lose it, we lose it. All of it. That's why I think in terms of security, the cashless option is more safe other than it's easier to bring around. You can just put it at the back of your phone and carry it with your phone. It is not possible when we use physical cash because it will be too thick to put it with our phone. Mm.
Okay. Yeah, I understand. How about others? Do you agree Hakimi's idea?
I personally think that Hakimi idea is accurate because right now, today, like cashless method through application like CIMB and other cashless apps, right? We can basically it's basically more, my reasoning is basically more on a technical reason because they basically have a tokenization and also the encryption. So basically like your data, personal data is secure through the process of encryption and tokenization, which is basically means that your data cannot be readable to identity theft. So I just want to add my point on Hakimi's point.
Okay,
Thank you
Hakimi.
for the
Hakimi, I agree with some aspect of your view that you mentioned just now. If we lost the debit card, we can call the bank immediately. But in my experience, I remember that a long time ago, I'm going out with my mom, and then my mom is the kind people that how to say, like auntie don't know how to use the debit card or online payments. So I think everything come with the pros and cons. So maybe the cashless payment in now society is good for the how to say the people
younger
like
people.
us, younger people, but
It's more popular for the modern people.
yeah,
Okay.
but for my daddy or mommy, the older people, they are how to say is don't know how to use that kind of technology.
Okay.
Sure about it. I think Rahim want to add something about this point.
Yes. I think cashless payment is better security, more safe lah. Security when we use a cashless payment, this is more safe than when you use cash. We we can criminal activities as most crimes are conducted with physical money. So I think cashless payment is good.
Okay. Dinesh,
Okay.
as
I would
you
like to
was,
add one more idea from me. Does anyone tells that cashless payment will save our time?
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
Sometimes I think
Actually, cashless payment it saves more time than cash payment because like if you buy in online, like you doesn't need to walk through the shop just to buy something that you want. In online also you can pay it, then they will ship the parcel to your house directly. It saves more time for you and you doesn't need to worry about it. So you can do other things also.
okay. Before we continue, I want to agree with Ziwe. I'm sorry, Tony, but sure that older people doesn't prefer cashless because they didn't know how to use it. But even for me, I'm from Sabah. So when I'm here at UPM, I actually prefer using cashless. Cashless, using my debit card, using my CIMB clicks. But when I'm back home, sometimes there are shop that doesn't provide those payment options. So I need to revert back using cash. So it doesn't only older people that doesn't prefer cashless payment, but also the people that doesn't have the equipment, the technologies to do so. So that's something that I want to add on. And I agree with that. So thank you.
So
Anyone?
you're basically saying that the cashless method is efficient, but some people don't have the technological literacy to actually take advantage of the cashless method efficiency. So
Yeah.
actually it depends on certain people. So I
Mm.
think anyone wanna add more points to it, other people's point?
I have a suggestions that we should have both methods of payment methods, like cashless methods and cash also. We can accept both methods. So how about
Yes.
you?
Yeah. I agree with it.
Yeah, I can
Because
agree with that. But
mm,
like Hakimi said, I can accept it because like if in town you can use cashless and online because of the technology and the network that
but,
very strong. So
mm,
in like Sabah Sarawak, it's a bit difficult for them. So okay, I'm agree with Hakimi and like Jiwei said, both also can use. So I can agree with you guys. So anyone want to add?
Rahim, you feel like you want to say something? Okay.
Yes, I'm agree with both guys because cashless payment more suitable for two because uh, in in in
Uh,
Rahim,
yes.
do you means that we need to have both payment, like cashless and cash also in a shop? Is that your
yes,
point?
yes, you,
Uh,
yes.
So it seems like um some of us are basically to sum it up our discussion. Some of us agree, some of us partially agree with each other, but in general, we basically concluded that cashless method is much more convenient and efficient and safer, but it depends on certain people. And by that I mean
so,
some of you guys have mentioned that like the internet connection might not be good, and then some people might not able to doesn't have the technological literacy to actually use the cashless method because they don't know how to use it. So with that, I think cashless method is efficient. We basically think that primarily speaking, cashless method is efficient and safer. So with that, we end our discussion, and thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
So
Thank you for your time.